So, yo, what's up for you guys watching this on the YouTube? We're streaming on YouTube and TikTok right now. The first thing I want to go over is look at this stock up here, ticker symbol HTZ. This is Hertz Rental, and they're up 56%, and they're up another 44% after hours after Bill Ackman took a 5% stake in the company. Now, here's why I am absolutely staying away from this company. The whole company is worth $1.7 billion. So the whole company is worth $1.7 billion. And look at this, literally in the most recent quarter, they lost 500 million. The quarter before, they lost 1.3 billion, then 865 million. So I would be very careful with Hertz Global. And look at this. So the billion, or they have a ton of sales. It's in the billions. They're doing 2 billion a quarter, but they lost their growth. So the sales are down 6%, and they're literally burning so much money. So anyway, I'm staying away from Hertz Global. They actually do have some operating cash flow, but the net income, because of all the stock-based comp and stuff, is terrible. Actually, let me really quickly look at the total common shares. Have you been diluted? You have not been diluted year over years. Actually, they've been. Oh, well, they were buying back their own stock a year ago. Anyway, yeah, they can't buy back their own stock. They're just losing so much money. So anyway, enough of that stock. Let's go look at my massively restructured company. Did Hertz Global? Was there some good news besides that? I think the only news they went up was from Bill Ackman. I'm not too sure. I'd like to know some more context behind it. I haven't looked too much into it, but yeah, here's our other portfolio. We're down 1.5% on the day in this portfolio. We only had two stocks up on the day, and then our main taxable account right here, our main Robinhood account, we are down 1.78% on the day. And look at us year to date. We are still down 10% year to date. I just like being completely transparent. Let me know if you got any questions for me. I go to so many other TikTok streams, like no one else shares their portfolio and stuff. So yeah, if you got any questions for me or stocks you want me to look at, let me know. Yo, what up, Motive? Good to see you, friend. How's it going? Oh yeah, that was from years ago. Okay, yeah. So yeah, today was a pretty decent day to buy the dip on stocks because the market fell bad. Nvidia's on the day down 7.5. The Qs were down 3. At one point, the QQQ was down 4%. And oh yeah, also our Roth IRA, I forgot to mention that. We were down on the day in here. The only stock up in our Robinhood portfolio was Kroger. Kroger is kind of like a healthy recession-resistant grocery store. What do you think about GameStop? Ooh, so GameStop, there's only one thing I like about them because this is a meme stock. You're not buying GameStop for the fundamentals. You're not buying GameStop because of the GameStop stores. Like, look at the revenue. The revenue's down 28% year over year. But you know what GameStop does have? They have no debt. They literally are debt free with like 5 billion of cash, 4.7 billion dollars of cash. So you're literally half of this company's market cap is just their cash on hand. They're worth 11 billion. So at like 40% of the market cap is just cash. Hey, what up? What 1.5? How's it going, man? Been tapped out the market this week. What's going on? Hey, what's going on, Sermon? Good to see you, man. So, let's see. How long do you think VOO will get, or how low? Oh yeah, how low, dude? I honestly think worst case scenario we could fall another 10% from right here. Like we could be down 20% year to date, but I don't think I we could go there. I don't think it could get much worse than that. Can we look at Marathon? Yeah, I think Marathon, that's like a Bitcoin stock. I mean, if we go to the Bitcoin holdings right here, there's coin. Oh yeah, Marathon Holdings. So this is a Bitcoin mining company. Unfortunately, these Bitcoin miners don't keep up with the price of Bitcoin. So check this out. You mainly buy them for the balance sheet. Look at this. Their assets keep on growing because their Bitcoin reserves keep on growing. Yo, what up, Eric? He said Marvel chip. Yeah, is that MRVL? Is that the ticker symbol you want me to look at? Let me know if that is, and I got you. We'll check that one out. Yo, I'm reading both the YouTube and the TikTok chat. What's up, guys? What up, El Greco, OXLC? Went heavy, thought we had a double bottom. What's your takes on? Oh yeah, Disney. Yo, I do own a lot of Disney. I will show you that right here. Check this out. I think we're like barely down on it. Yeah. So our average cost is at $85 a share, and well, it's at 82. So we are down a little bit on them. But here's the best part about Disney. No one talks about. It's this operating cash flow. It is literally the past year, it's incredible. It was $5 billion last quarter. And you mainly look at this company's operating profit. The operating profit was literally a record in the most recent quarter. So I actually do like Disney. I might be biased because I own them, but yeah, they're deleveraging. They're growing their cash. They're growing their buyback. So yeah, we were just looking at Hertz Global. Stay away from this stock. They're up 56% and another 50% in the overnight market. They had a 5% stake from Bill Ackman. So let's look at MRVL. Yeah, so they make the chips, and check this out. Marvel Technologies' most recent quarter of earnings were the best quarter I've ever seen for them. So check this out. And they just had an amazing quarter, but yet the stock price is heavily suppressed right now. So check this out. If we look at the net income right here, the net income was finally positive. If we zoom out, Marvel was never making any net income, but now for the first time in the most recent quarter, they made net income. Sales were up 27%. So yeah, I do like that about Marvel, and you get a small dividend with that one. APLD dropped hard yesterday. Yeah, if we go to Nvidia's portfolio right here, Nvidia owns a couple stocks, and one of the stocks they own is APLD. Oh, look at that. Yeah, there's a little. This brokerage is telling us there's a bearish continuation triangle. Anyway, the actual bad numbers were the earnings right here. So they missed on revenue. The orange line is what the analysts were expecting. So they missed on revenue, they missed on net income, and they missed on EBITDA. So it was like a triple miss. So that's why APLD fell, unfortunately. Thoughts on IN8 Bio? Yo, what up, Rob? This one looks risky. INAB. So let's check it out here. So yeah, look in the top right. This is a company I'd stay away from. The whole company is worth 12 million. So that's an extremely small company. I just couldn't buy. And look at that. If we go to the revenue right here, it says no data. That's because they're a profitless company. They're a startup. They've never sold a product or a service. So and they're losing a lot of money. So I would personally stay away from that one. They lost twice as much net income than the whole market cap. Yo, what up, Geo Drake? Good to see you, homie. Yeah, we're back here. How long did it take to build your portfolio? Hey, I've been investing since the day I turned 18. I have multiple portfolios here. I work a minimum wage job, so yeah. We're flat the past year because we're down 10% year to date. So I'm definitely not an expert. I've underperformed the market. We're only up $45. Like here again, this is why you don't listen to me. This is not financial advice. I don't sell anything, by the way. I don't have a course, book, WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord. I don't got none of that. Watch out for people impersonating me. I'm literally just on here showing my portfolio. So anyway, let's keep going here. Yo, Juan said, what about, can you show Walmart? Yeah, dude, Walmart, this is a great grocery store. They own Sam's Club. It's kind of like a Costco competitor. But anyway, Walmart's just the best one out there. So like, look, Walmart's most of the revenue. Then you have Sam's Club, 14% of the business. That's 92 billion of revenue for them. But they print net income. They pretty much just make 20 billion of net income a year after tax profit, and a nice dividend as well. So Walmart's a dividend growth company, and they're kind of recession resistant. You know, they yo, what? I don't know. Probably never. Um, do you see AMD going back up to 110? Yo, AMD is another stock I'm down bad on. Yeah, dude, Hertz Global just, geez. Anyway, here's AMD. I just made a YouTube video about AMD. If you check out my most recent video, I did a whole deep dive analysis on AMD. My YouTube channel is in the link tree in my bio. But yeah, I own 13 shares of AMD at $124 a share. And you know what? I'll give you a quick analysis on AMD. Here's why I think the risk to reward looks pretty good on them. I also like ASML, if anyone's heard of ASML. But look at this. Their PC GPU market share is a 16%. So AMD has a very nice GPU market share, but mainly I like AMD for the data center business. Look at the data center revenue growth. It's literally up 69% to a new record. So that's incredible growth on AMD. Same with the free cash flow. The free cash flow in the most recent quarter was $1 billion. They have no net debt either. They're just such a financially stable company, I think. I'm down 10% year to date. Yo, that's great, Ryan. That's awesome you're invested, dude. Let's see. Can you look at CRVO? What up, Mike? And yeah, we can look at Carvana as well. I'm trying to get to all the stocks here, my bad. So CVRO, yeah, I would stay away from this one in my opinion. They're worth $82 million. So this one, I mean, I hope, do they have revenue at least? So yeah, this is the thing. They lost 7 million. They're losing more and more money. Their assets are declining. I mean, their assets went up after dilution, but then it keeps on going down. I would just stay away from this company. Nothing's blowing me away there. They pretty much have no sales. So yeah, so that, oh, here's a ooh. So actually, let me look at Carvana. Then I want to look at Visa. Yo, what up, Jada? Remind me to look at Visa. I want to check them out. So here's Carvana right here. If y'all remember Carvana, like the huge car vending machines, this company went bankrupt. They burned all the shareholders and the bondholders. Stock went to $4. Now it's at 200. Imagine that your stock goes from 4 to 200 in literally 2 years. That's an incredible return. I mean, if you bought the bottom, but here's why they're actually making money now. If we zoom out, they were burning money. Look at this, losing 500 million a quarter. I mean, that's ridiculous. But now Carvana's finally making profits. They made 150 million in the most recent quarter. So honestly, I'm not buying Carvana, but as long as it can keep up that net income positivity, I like that. So someone said Visa stock. That's a classic Nancy Pelosi holding. Let's go to her portfolio real quick. Hey, this is a brokerage right here. If you want to get this brokerage, brokerage is in the link tree in my bio. It's the very first link there. Yeah, Vans. So anyway, here's a Visa. It's free. Here's Visa right here. This is a nice dividend growth company. Look at that. They have a 0.65% dividend yield, low payout ratio, but look at the net income growth. They're making 5 billion of net income a quarter, and it keeps on growing. So they have a monopoly on the payment processors. Those small credit card transaction fees that are slowly bankrupting us are making Visa rich. Anyway, that's one. Hey, if you have a Visa credit card, why not own some of the stock? Buy what you use. I like going to McDonald's, so I buy McDonald's. Actually, McDonald's is really a real estate company. I have an Amazon Prime subscription. Why not own some Amazon stock? And here's the cool thing about Amazon. Here's why I love Amazon. They print money. This is after tax profit. They made 20 billion of net income just in the most recent quarter. Incredible growth. So that's why I'm buying Amazon. They have their AWS business, so they're cool. I gave you a follow. Thanks for the hey, yo, Drosky. I really appreciate you. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Yeah, we go live every day, twice a day. We're also streaming on YouTube. I'm reading both the YouTube and the TikTok chat. So if you want to support me though, head over to the YouTube stream and just subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'd help me out. Can you do SoftBank? What's S? That's not a hope I can find it. Okay, yeah, that's an ADR right here. So this is a Japanese company. They're just a bank right here. Dang, the stock has been flat for many years. Since 2017, the stock has been flat, but they have a nice, a 0.5% yield. The net income just went negative in the most recent quarter, but I guess if you average out the 4 quarters, they're making like 2 to 3 billion of net income a quarter. So yeah, that company is making a lot of money. So Com said Shopify stock. He said Shopify is worth buying now, along with Amazon, Google, and Meta. I absolutely agree with you. So let's go to Kathy Wood agrees with me here. So anyway, if we go to Kathy Wood's portfolio, 4% of her portfolio is in Shopify. This is one of the few stocks I love that she owns, and here's why Shopify deserves all the hype. I mean, you can't make up this sales growth. This is what I look for in a company. I like just checking out the financials, and look, the fundamentals are growing ridiculously on Shopify. So the revenue's at a new record for the full year. And look at that. They're making free cash flow every quarter. They're making net income every quarter. So, and they have a monster balance sheet. So Shopify is one I do really like. Again, not financial advice. Let's see. Kyle, what happened? Hey, this is a brokerage right here. If you want to get this brokerage, is in the link tree in my bio. It's the very first link there. Yo, Fruit, what's up, man? He said, can you do BX? Is that BlackRock or Blackstone? Yeah, dude. So this is an asset manager, $99 billion company. They report earnings on the 17th. So they report earnings tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, expect a lot of volatility. So yeah, look at that. Private equity, real estate, credit, and insurance. How's that doing? Wow, that's some impressive growth, actually. What about the private equity? So actually, the real estate's kind of flat since 2022. But anyway, I like that their credit and insurance business is growing. So yeah, look at the bottom line. They're making $1 billion of net income a quarter, it looks like. So anyway, actually, I do like BX. I think they have a nice dividend. Where's dividend? 2.67% dividend yield. So cool. I've been getting hecka Shopify ads recently. Oh, really, dude? I used to have a Shopify store. Every time you sell something on Shopify, they would take like a 0.25% transaction fee. It's all high margin for them. Ooh, yo, what up? Peace Low said, thoughts on SoFi. This is another stock I own. I own 24 shares of SoFi, so not much, but this is a fintech right here. They do lending, but look at their financial services business. This is really impressive. This is why I really like them as a growth company. The revenue's up 84%. Another one that's growing their fundamentals, and not just growing the fundamentals, growing the bottom line. Look at this. They're making net income every single quarter, when if we zoom out to a year ago, they used to lose like 50 million to 100 million a quarter. So the fact that they're making net income positive, or they're net income positive now, people are really starting to take SoFi serious. And I do own some of them in my other portfolio. Oh yeah, here's our AFD position. We're down bad on here. I'll show you my SoFi. It's again, these is a more riskier company. I don't want to have a lot of shares of that, but yeah, I just got 24. Let's see. Yo, Kenny says, what do you think about CSL? That's actually my largest holding. If I actually go back here to my Robinhood portfolio, if I go to my total equity, my largest holding is ticker symbol CSL. I'll do a super quick analysis on them. No one's probably ever heard of them. Yeah, look at us year to date. We're down 10% year to date. I just like being completely transparent. I'm not an expert. Don't listen to me. I don't sell anything. I don't have a course book, WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord. Watch out for people impersonating me. But look, with this company, you get a 1% dividend yield, and the payout ratio is only a 13%. If you buy Apple, you get a 0.5% yield, and the payout ratio is like a 30%. Anyway, let's keep going here. So much room to raise their dividend. They're making a lot of free cash flow. The PE is so cheap on this company. The PE is at 12. They're trading at 12 times net income, but partially that's because the business isn't growing ridiculously. The sales are down 0.4% year over year. The net income's down 20%. That's because of a one-time adjustment, though. The free cash flow is down 5%. They actually sold off a segment of their business for $2 billion. So yeah, you see the CFI right there, how it was positive 2 billion those 2 quarters. So yeah. Anyway, I go watch some more of my YouTube videos for more analysis on them. I've done a lot of videos on them. Ooh, yo, my YouTube channel's in the link tree in my bio. I'm also streaming on YouTube. I'm reading both chats, so I just appreciate if you'd watch the stream from the YouTube channel. Anyway, let's look at Uber technology right here. Uber, I love this company, and I love them because they're still growing. Look at their active users. They have 171 million monthly active users, which is really impressive. But look at their mobility business. On a quarterly basis, it's up 25% year over year. It's literally at a new record. So mobility revenues at a record. The delivery revenues at a record. That's like Uber Eats. That's up 21% year over year. So best part is they're printing free cash flow. They're making over a billion of free cash flow a quarter, and the net income's even better. So anyway, Uber, I like them. It's just a buy and hold one. Let's see. Enphase Energy. Yo, I don't know if I might own them. I think I own a couple shares. Yeah, so let's go look at our Enphase Energy position. Yeah, we own 7 shares of them. Check that out. We're actually down quite a bit on our Enphase Energy shares. Look at how down bad this company is. This was a $330 stock. This is a solar panel. They make the solar inverters, the AC to DC solar inverters. So the the net income's a little choppy. Sometimes, it even went negative right there. So I want to see this company just stay net income positive. It's a risky company. That's why I don't own much. I have like $400 in that company. Good time to buy Amazon? Hey, Barella, I think so. You can get Amazon at a lower cost than me, 5% lower than me. But again, not financial advice, but I do really like Amazon. They're such a diversified company. They own Twitch, Whole Foods. Ooh, so someone said, what about Nike? Now, I feel bad if you own this one. I actually completely sold out of my Nike not too long ago. This looks pretty goodly timed, but I sold all my shares at $79, and well, now it's at 53. And I was really sad to do that because I really like Nike, but Nike lost the growth on all metrics. They lost the revenue growth. The net income was down 32. Sales were down 9. So that means they're losing their net margins. Their net margin fell 25%. So I'm just being careful with Nike. And that's before the tariffs. They haven't even been affected by tariffs yet. So yeah. Oh, so actually, and I would probably rather buy a Lululemon than a Nike if I had to pick one right now. Lululemon doesn't pay a dividend, so I like that. Right now, Nike's is barely able to afford the dividend, but since Lululemon doesn't pay a dividend, that's pretty cool. Look at that. They have 767 number of stores, and look at the net income. Nike's net income was down, but Lululemon's net income is up 11% year over year. So that's what I like about them. Is New Balance a stock? I wonder. Ooh, Nolan said LUV. Is that Southwest Airlines? So yeah, I don't love the airlines. Look at this. Like it's down from 2019, so nothing's blowing me away with the airlines. But if I had to pick an airline, I would pick Delta. Because look at the net income right here. It's just really choppy. I just want to see them consistently make net income. But yeah, you get a 2.9% yield, but it's so choppy. Like they cut it and then it got wrote. So I just don't love the airlines. What app are you using? Oh, hey, this is a brokerage right here. If you want to get this brokerage, it's in the link tree in my bio. It's the very first link there. It's called Moomoo. It's free. So Nvidia, I haven't looked at Nvidia at all today. So let's check out Nvidia stock. I do like this company. Would you rather AVGO or AMD? Probably, AVGO, even though I own AMD. But look at this about Nvidia. I'll look more into that later. Thanks for being here, 15. But look at the PC GPU market share on Nvidia. They have an 18% GPU market share, so a really impressive market share. And look at the automotive business. They partner with WeRide, so that's growing, which is cool. But the bottom line is the best part here. They literally made 22 billion of net income just in the most recent quarter. Now, again, their net income is expected to go down now. Like they can no longer sell chips to China. So that's going to hurt their net income in the future. But for right now, the fundamentals are incredible. 22 billion in net income is just great. And also, we can see NVIDIA literally owns some individual companies. Yeah, if we go to NVIDIA's portfolio down here, NVIDIA owns some ARM, they own RXRX, they own APLD, and WeRide. Look at WeRide, dude. Every time this makes me chuckle. Dude, this was a complete pump and dump. NVIDIA took a stake into WeRide, stock goes to 40 bucks, and well, now it's back at all-time lows. This is a Chinese company, I'd avoid them. But anyway, what about CoreWeave? Yeah, so CoreWeave, CRWV, right? Yeah, so here's CoreWeave ticker symbol. Yo, what's up? Hey, I'm reading both the YouTube and the TikTok stream. Yeah, I got you. What's up, guys? So CoreWeave right here. Let's see. See, they just IPO'd. Like if we zoom out, like the company's barely been public, so there's not much fundamentals for me to look at. But if we look at the revenue, this is just for the most recent quarter. They had 750 million of revenue, and they did lose 50 million on that. But that revenue growth is insane. From 1 year ago, it was 100 million, then 700 million. I wish I could give you more thoughts on CoreWeave, but I just can't right now, unfortunately. Oh, MSTY. So that's a Ooh, so let me go to the Robinhood portfolio. Yeah, here's our Robinhood account, by the way. We're down 1.7% on the day. MSTY. So this is a covered call ETF. You buy this ETF to maximize your dividend yield and your dividend income, but you won't outperform the market owning these kind of ETFs because of the total return. Like this is actually down 35% the past year. But you get the nice dividend, so you won't outperform the market in the long run, but you get the nice yield. Oh yeah, here are all the stocks we own in here. This is my dividend only portfolio, by the way. Every stock in here pays a dividend, like McDonald's, Google. Google has a small yield, but I do like them. Yeah, so honestly, if I had to pick Broadcom or Google, I like Broadcom. Anyway, what up, Luffy? Good to see you. And I say this right now, I'd rather own Broadcom in this environment because of this right here. You get a 1.3% dividend yield with Broadcom. And that's the same with ASML. I love these companies because of the yields that you get. AMD does not have a dividend. And check this out. This is what's so impressive about Broadcom. A lot of people know Broadcom, for their semiconductor solutions, but look at their infrastructure software. No one talks about this. It's up 50%, literally to a new record, the most impressive growth I've ever seen. So Broadcom, in my opinion, deserves all the hype. The free cash flow was $6 billion of free cash flow in 1 quarter is nuts. So yeah. XHG, please. Yeah, what up, Kiara? Sorry if I don't get to all the stocks here. I'll check it out. Yeah, this one, please don't buy this one. I don't know if this is the right ticker symbol, but the whole company's worth $2.6 million. I just can't trust my hard-earned money into a company that's worth $2 million. And this data is from 2019, so they haven't sold anything since then. So they have more liabilities than assets. So I would just not buy that one. Seems so risky. It's not like an investment. It's more of like a coin flip, I think. But some of those kind of companies are okay as long as you like maybe swing trade it and don't put a lot of money into those kind of companies. Like here, I'll show you real quick. Look at Hertz Global. Again, this is why you don't listen to me. I'm not an expert. I've lost a lot of money on a lot of stocks. I have some really risky ones. Like, look at Krispy Kreme right here. I should not be buying Krispy Kreme. They're worth y'all know Krispy Kreme's going bankrupt. It's so sad. Krispy Kreme's going bankrupt. They're gonna have to cut their dividend. They're only worth 600 million, and they're burning net income. The only reason they made net income that last quarter was because they sold a bunch of assets. It wasn't real net income. So anyway, I should not own Krispy Kreme. So yeah, I own a lot of weird stocks. So. Let's keep going here. Ooh, SEHD. Yo, oh, and someone said Reddit. Yo, Terry, we'll look at Reddit after this. I do own that one. So this is the the Schwab US dividend ETF. So you get a 4.2% dividend yield. So you get 1% of your money back every quarter with this ETF, and it breaks your money up into these higher yielding stocks like Verizon, Coca-Cola, a lot of Warren Buffett stocks. Yeah, like Home Depot and Chevron, Coca-Cola. Actually, let me go to Warren Buffett's portfolio real quick. Let's check up on his portfolio. So he owns, he owns a lot of the growth here like Apple, American Express, and then yeah, Coca-Cola and Chevron, Bank of America, Moody's, Kraft Heinz. Anyway, let's keep going here. Oh yeah, let's go look at Reddit. So Reddit is a company I do own, by the way. So I might be biased, but I'll give you my analysis on them. Actually, you know what? Let me do it on this app right here. Even though I don't really like this app that much. So ignore the fact that this is Reddit. Like forget the name Reddit. Let's just look at the financials here. Look at the sales. It's up 71%, and that's ridiculous. 71% revenue growth, but not only that, they have no debt at all. Reddit is a debt-free company. Look at that balance sheet with $2 billion of cash. Yeah, 1.85 billion of cash on hand with absolutely no debt. So that's a little bit why I own Reddit. And the sales growth, yeah, the sales were up 71%. So yeah, I do like Reddit, but I can't put a lot of money into Reddit. They're a little bit highly valued, so I wouldn't put a lot of money into them. Uh, Old Dusty, crypto is where real money is. Hey, you know, I don't agree with that. I mean, crypto's so risky. I mean, I do like if I was gonna buy crypto, I'd buy Bitcoin. Like, look at Ethereum. This was so risky. Like, Ethereum is down 50. You've lost half your money in 3 months. That's so risky. So, I just like I trust my money in these dividend paying companies, and they're all down on the day. But I love companies that pay you back money, that pay you money just to own them, and it's called dividends. So, um, you don't like? Oh, I love Moomoo. That's my favorite brokerage right here. I was talking about the other one. Yeah, if you want to get this app, or this is a brokerage right here. If you want to get this brokerage, it's in the link tree in my bio. It's the first link there. It's free. Yeah, you can track like all the super investors' portfolio. I mainly like it for all the analysis you can do. Please check Apple. Yeah, well, let's look at Apple. You know what? Perfect example. AAPL. I always get the ticker symbol wrong. So here's all the cool features that this has. Like first, we can see the PE ratio. They're trading at 30 times net income, which historically is pretty fair for Apple. Look at their smartphone market share. They have a 23% market share. And look, here's why Apple's so heavily affected by tariffs. Did you know only 36% of Apple's revenue comes from the US? And then a lot of it comes from EU, then China, Japan. So they're internationally diversified. And look, half their business comes from the iPhone. The iPhone's the best product Apple will ever make, I'm assuming. But the services business is crazy. If you ever buy something in the App Store, Apple takes a 30% high margin fee on that just because you're on the Apple ecosystem. You know, a lot of people have the AirPods, the Mac and stuff. So anyway, I do like Apple. This is a buy and hold for the long run. You know, you get a 0.5% yield, super low payout ratio, 16% payout ratio. So yeah, Apple's one I do like. Um, oh, NOC. Let's check out this one. NOC Northrop Grumman. So $77 billion company. Wow, the stock's at an all-time high today. So congrats if you own them, dude. You're definitely up on your money. Do they pay a dividend? Yeah, you get a 1.5% dividend, 28% payout ratio. So look at that. They're in aeronautics, space systems, and mission systems. So yeah, it looks like an aerospace and defense company, which is really popular right now. And look at that. They're making over $1 billion of net income a quarter. So that's really impressive for NOC. Yeah, the dividend is safe, so yeah, nice if you. Oh yeah, they're pretty close to an all-time high. Um, so yeah, can you check what Riley said? CNQ. What's this one? Canadian Natural Resources. Okay, yeah. So obviously this is a Canadian company. $59 billion market cap. Wow, and you get a 5.3% yield. So you get a really nice dividend yield here. So yeah, they're an oil and gas company. Um, so the net income is down 50% year over year. I think it's just a one-time adjustment in oil prices. But yeah, they pretty much make 1 to 2 billion of net income every quarter, and they pay out a lot of that. Oh, this is in CAD. So if we look at it in US dollars, yeah, pretty much a billion of net income a quarter. So they're nice as an oil and gas stock. Yo, Alan said AMAL. What's this one? Yeah, if you guys got any stocks you want to look at, let me know in the chat. I got you. I'm reading both the YouTube and TikTok chat. And yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube as well. If y'all want to support me, I don't sell anything. I don't have a course book, WhatsApp, Telegram. Just go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Watch the stream from there. You can replay it if you missed anything. I read that chat first. So here's AMAL. So this one is only worth $800 million. Oh, my YouTube channel is in the link tree in my bio. It's also called Nathan Robert. You can type it in YouTube. So look at this right here. This is what I like about AMAL. Look at that. They're making net income every single quarter. Oh, this is a bank right here. So yeah, this is a really small bank, only worth 800 million, but they're making net income every quarter. So, and they have a 1.7% yield, low payout ratio. So actually, I like that. Maybe they could get acquired by another bank or something, but I do like that they're making net income every quarter. Let's see. PR, what up, Moses? He said PR stock. Permian Resources. Oh, yeah, this is another oil and gas stock, $9.3 billion. These oil and gas companies don't appreciate in stock price too much, but what you do normally find is, yeah, these high dividend yields, 6% yield. Yo, Javier, I didn't even see that. Thanks so much for the rose, Javier. Thank you so much, dude. So yeah, look at the net income here. They're just making 300 million of net income every single quarter. So, and then they pay a lot of that on dividends. So the dividend seems safe. Yo, Ryan said COIN stock is, dude, I actually really like Coinbase and the fundamentals. So This stock really just moves whenever Bitcoin moves. It's like a Bitcoin proxy, but the fundamentals on Coinbase are very strong. Check this out. We can see their active users. Look at that. This is an important metric. 9.7 million monthly transacting users. So that's a lot of people on their app. And but look at the bottom line here. If you average out the 4 quarters, they're making like 300 to 400 million of net income every quarter. And look at the free cash flow. It was a billion in the most recent quarter. So Coinbase is really making a lot of money right now from the crypto transaction fees and stuff and the AUM fees. So yeah. BD or BYD. So yeah, BYD, this is a Chinese company. Warren Buffett owns a lot of this stock. He's up like crazy on his position, but this company is basically the Tesla competitor. They actually make more net income, or they made more net income in 2024 than Tesla did. They made 5.7 billion of net income, which is crazy, and that's in US dollars. So yeah, they have a huge factory. It's crazy. Have y'all seen the picture of the factory? Yo, what up? What up, Kadu? He said BTI. Let's check it out. British American. Oh yeah, so look at that. The stock is pretty close to an all-time high. So I know this company has a nice dividend as well. So not only do you get that dang 7% dividend yield, but the stock price is pretty much at all-time high. So congrats if you own them. Yeah, look at that. They sell this kind of stuff right here. But yeah, if we look at the net income, they're making usually a billion of net income every single quarter. So yeah, they had a little one-time adjustment in the most recent quarter, but I do like them. Yo, Twilio, yo, what's the ticker symbol on that one? Yo, High Stakes Jackson, yo, what's up, dude? Thanks so much for the 10 roses, dude. Yeah, let's check out Nvidia stock. I got you. I'll give you a full analysis on Nvidia. Thanks again for the roses, my friend. So here's Nvidia stock right here. Here's why I honestly believe this one's at a pretty good buy the dip opportunity. The valuation's really fair. You know, dude, Jackson, thanks again, dude. But check this out. They look at their PC GPU market share. Nvidia has an 18% market share for GPUs, really impressive. Their automotive business keeps on rising. You know, they partner with GM, WeRide, Cadillac, all these cool companies. Here's why Nvidia deserves all the hype. Look at this. You can't like ignore the name Nvidia. Just look at the sales. I mean, if this was any other company, this is ridiculous growth right here. Yo, MC squared. Thanks for the heart, man. And no way. Jackson, dude, thanks so much for all the squirrels and the GGs. Thanks for all the gifts, dude. Seriously. So the computer networking business is at an all-time high, but look at the bottom line, the actual profits they're making. They made 22 billion of net income just in one quarter. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of profit for one quarter. And you know, Nvidia is so big, they literally own some other companies. I'll show you this right here. If we go to Nvidia's portfolio right here, Nvidia, the stock owns a lot of ARM. 50% of their portfolios in ARM. They own some RX, some APLD, Nebius, and WeRide. Remember how their automotive revenue kept on going up? It's because of their partnerships with WeRide. Yeah, look at this pump and dump. Nvidia takes a stake in a WeRide. Now the stock is sold off it. But anyway, I really like Nvidia. I think that's a good buy and hold for the long run kind of company. Again, not financial advice. And yo, MC squared. Thanks so much for the rose as well. He said T-Mobile stock. Yo, also high stakes. If you got another stock you want me to look at, I got you, dude. Thanks again for all the roses. So here's T-Mobile. Yeah, we can look at SoFi too. So T-Mobile, this is why this company is so incredible. Look at the net income. The net income is up 48% and the sales were up 6%. So what does that mean? They grew like crazy their net margin. Their net margin is now at 13%. It's up 40% year over year. That's incredible net margin growth. I mean, you can't make that up. So that's why T-Mobile is just incredible. They make 3 billion of free cash flow a quarter. 3 billion of net income a quarter, and they're a dividend growth company. You get a 1% dividend, 30% payout ratio. So yeah, T-Mobile, I do really like that one. 4 IPOs tomorrow. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I don't know. I don't like buying IPOs. You got to wait for the lockups to expire, I think. But yeah, what do you think of JEPI? Oh yeah, so these are the covered call ETFs. So if you want to maximize your dividend income, you buy the stocks that all these stocks do is sell calls on stocks. So you could obviously do it yourself, just sell calls, but this is an ETF that does it for you. You won't, this is the thing, all they do is sell calls. So just the nature of selling calls, you will not outperform the market in the long run owning this. But what you do get is a 12% dividend. So you get 1% of your money back every month with this ETF. They pay monthly. So JPQ is one of my more favorite covered call ETFs. Yeah, hey, see you later, What15. Thanks for being here. So yeah, let's look at SoFi Technologies. What up, Nikki? So SoFi is one of my favorite fintech stocks. I do own them, by the way. I might be a little biased. I do own like 20 shares of them. So they do lending, But the real winner on SoFi is their financial services business. Look at the growth here. This is like Nvidia type growth. It's up 85% to a new record. So that's incredible growth of their financial services, and they're making net income every quarter. No one took SoFi serious. If we zoom out, they were losing 100 million of net income a quarter. Well, now they're making net income every quarter. So SoFi is doing great. Oh yeah, so yo, what up, Commie said TTD. So this is the trade desk right here. This is an advertising company. If you're wondering what happened, what right here, they reported earnings and unfortunately they lost Netflix as an advertiser. Netflix used to use trade desk to find ads. Well, now Netflix just does it themselves. But despite that, I think this is oversold. There's no way Netflix was worth that much to them, but they had a record quarter. Look at this. The revenue was up 22, but the net income was up 87. This was so impressive. Their net margins are 25% now. So if you go spend $100 with them, $25 of that's after tax profit. I think they're still going to be a winner despite probably slow growth in the future. Um, yeah, SoFi is a beast. Yeah, they're great. So, oh, MU stock. This is Micron Technologies. This is another like Nvidia, computer networking company. So check this out. Most of the revenue comes in their computer networking business. This is why I like this one. The sales are up 108%. This business has doubled since the previous year. Some of the storage business, it's up 53% year over year. But anyway, the best part's the bottom line. They're making net income every single quarter. Well, last year, look, no one took them serious. They were losing net income every quarter. So yeah, MU is really turned things around here. So what app? Oh, hey, I think you're talking about this. This is a brokerage right here. If you want to get this brokerage, it's in the link tree in my bio. It's the very first link there. Yeah, it's what I like to do all my analysis on. I don't do any analysis on Robinhood because this one sucks. But here, I'll share with you my other account right here. This is my main taxable account. We're down 10% year to date, so we're not doing great year to date. But here are all the stocks that we own in here today. Yo, Jello, what's up, man? I mean, what's up, Jello? I didn't mean but yeah, look at this. We're down on every single stock today, and here's my total percent change on every stock. Yeah, Nvidia, AMD got hit hard today. So we're down on Google and United Rentals. We're barely, no way, dude. Meta was just 750 bucks, and now they're $500. I don't believe it, dude. Meta just keeps on falling. So can you check average cost on that? Yo, which stock you talking about? Forget what Oh, Rivian. Hey, dude, Rivian. The main shareholder of Rivian is actually Amazon. Yeah, I got some Amazon stock as well. So that's my exposure to Rivian is through Amazon stock. But yeah, here are all the stocks that we own in here. Um, what average cost on which stock? I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Yeah, here's my total percent change on every stock. So this is my lifetime return. Anyway, let's keep going and doing some analysis here. Let's see, Palantir. Yo, what up, She? So Palantir. I haven't looked at Palantir once today. I actually really like this company. They're a huge growth stock right here. A lot of their business actually comes from the government. Look at this. 54% of the revenue comes from the government. A lot of police stations use Palantir and the business. Look at that. I mean, that's why they deserve all the hype. The business is up 41% year over year to a new record. Same with the commercial business is up 30% year over year, but incredible growth on Palantir. And Palantir literally has no debt. Palantir is a debt-free company, so that's incredible, I think. Um, let's see, SWTX. Yeah, if you guys got any stocks you're gonna look at, let me know. I'll give you some analysis on them. Even if I don't like the stock, I'll tell you. Like this stock right here, I feel like I'm not gonna like this one, but I'll check it out. Product revenue. Let's see. Actually, I stand corrected. This is some incredible growth if this is right. 61 million of revenue now. Let me verify that down here. So yeah, look at that. The sales last year were nothing. It was 5 million last year. Now it's 61 million, but they're still losing a lot of money. Yeah, that's the part that's not good. They're losing a lot of net income and that's coming off of their assets. Um, but honestly, as long as they can get, yeah, they're losing a lot of free cash. So they need to get net income positive. Hopefully, they can outgrow that. All they need to do is just keep on growing the sales. What about other revenue? Are you saying it's not terrible actually? Maybe charge your phone. Yeah, my phone is getting low here. Dion, what app is this? Oh, hey Dion, this is a brokerage. If you want to get it right, get this app or get this brokerage. It's in the link tree in my bio. It's the very first link there if you want to get it. It's it's called Moo. It's free. Ooh, someone said XYZ stock. So I believe XYZ is Cash App. I think Nancy Pelosi owns them. Or no, was it Kathy Wood? I forget. Let me check Kathy Wood's portfolio. So, Yeah. Oh, Twist Biosciences. Yeah. So her second smallest holding, XYZ stock, is 2.7% of her portfolio. So here's what's cool about Block. They actually own Cash App. If anyone's heard of Cash App before, it's 67% of their business. Then they own Square. How's Cash App doing, by the way? Let's check it out. Actually, well, for the full year 2024, they were at a record revenue. That's good. Square, yeah, Square's growing as well. So I do like that. What about bottom line? So look at that. I think that was a one-time adjustment. Yeah, it was. But usually they're making like 300 to 500 million of net income every quarter. So that's the good news about XYZ. But unfortunately, the stock price has just been hurt so much. I mean, look at that. They're the same prices they were back in 2018. So I wonder why they're not growing so much. Um, hey, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I like looking at the what up, Rambo. Yeah, I like showing the actual numbers instead of just like talking about the stock. What app is this? So, hey, Tio Tebow, this is a brokerage right here. If you want to get this brokerage, it's in the link tree in my bio. It's the very first link there. It's where I like to park my idle cash. Like, yeah, if you look in the middle of my screen, earns me the nice little interest. But yeah, it's link tree in bio. First link, it's free. Do you think a put on Nvidia is smart? Not on Nvidia, man. Honestly, Nvidia, I would find there's so many companies that are trash to short than Nvidia. Nvidia has good fundamentals, like, and they have a huge retail following. But if you get it right though, you can make a lot of money. RTX, yo, this is a huge aerospace company, aerospace and defense stock. This is RTX, and the stock is pretty close to an all-time high. And even if you buy the stock right now at like an all-time high, you still get a 1.9% yield or a 2% dividend, which is crazy. They own like Raytheon, I believe. Yeah, look at that. They own Raytheon, that's 33. It's like three main businesses. They own Collins Aerospace, Whitney, and Raytheon. So yeah. And they make a lot of net income, pretty much a billion, 2 billion of net income every quarter, and then you get the nice 2% dividend yield. So yeah. How do you think I should DCA 20K on VOO? Yeah, I would just buy like a yeah, so dollar cost averaging is where instead of spending all your money at once, you slowly buy into them. So yeah, maybe just buy a hmm, maybe just keep buying every day. I'm not sure how much. Again, not financial advice. Like, look at this stock right here. I would way rather you DCA into VOO than a random stock. Like, look at this stock right here. I've been dollar cost averaging anyway, yet the stock's at an all-time low. So with that being said, make sure you're buying a high quality stock like a VOO. Again, not financial advice. Nothing in this is. I'm not an expert. And I don't sell anything. I don't have a book, course, Discord, none of that. Yo, Hugo said ABBV. This is a nice pharmaceutical dividend growth company. So check this out. The stock's done pretty good. And look at that. You get a 3.6% dividend yield. So you get a really nice dividend yield. And look at that. They own Sky Rizzy. If anyone's heard of Sky Rizzy before, they own yeah, look at the growth of Sky Rizzy. Y'all won't believe this. I mean, the revenue's up 57%. That's incredible growth. I mean, look at it on an annual basis, and that's just one of their little prescriptions. They sell Humira. Ooh, that's actually not doing too good. That's down. What about Rinvoq? Wow, look at Rinvoq, dude. In 2019, the sales were 47 million. Now it's 6 billion. So anyway, they have a few prescriptions that are just blowing up, and yeah, I guess the net income went negative in the most recent quarter. That's probably why um, stock got hit hard. Hmm. Hey, would love your thoughts on Bull. So yeah, honestly, this they just IPO'd, ticker symbol BULL. I would just stay away from this one. Like, they're a $16 billion company. And I can't do any analysis on them just because I don't have the numbers yet. I mean, this is from 2024 Q3. So there should be two more or one more report. They're losing money every quarter. So I wish I could give you more thoughts on them. They have more liabilities than assets. So I would just stay away from that one for right now. Can't really DCA. Saw some money due to fees. Yo, really? There's that sucks that you got to pay fees. On this brokerage. All the brokerages I use have 0% fees. So that sucks. I mean, or like there's very small fees. Well, hey, Appreciate y'all being here on the stream. I gotta go. Thanks for y'all who are on the YouTube